I don't know why they can't set up peace for the whole world.
Peace in the world? Gosh.
I think it would be impossible on a world scale.
World peace is something everyone hopes will happen one day, but never has in the history of man.
I think that would be very difficult, sort of due to human nature.
Only if that is everybody's number one priority.
It's an ideal, more than something which we hope to move towards as a goal in 5 or 10 years' time. But it's always good to have the ideal. Otherwise, we would give up hope, wouldn't we?
We've striven to get out of the cave as cavemen, and we've gone and conquered the world, and we'll carry on doing that. It's just a shame that different nations and differences are not appreciated with people, and therefore conflicts come up, or territory or ownership is a big thing.
It's like kids in a playground, It's like some kids don't like the other kids, so they're having a go at each other, and then there's like this big fight, and everyone gets involved, and most of the people involved don't even want to be involved.
I mean, I'm the sort of person that sort of looks for an answer, really, doesn't look for confrontation. I think there's a lot of people in this country that think we've been dragged into a lot of wars that we shouldn't have got involved in, for a start.
We need to be working on the people with power and changing their perceptions of peace.
They don't listen, do they? Before the war in Iraq, there was 2 million people walking through London. Not one politician said, hang on, isn't that a lot of people? Because a lot of people probably thought the same thing, but they couldn't get motivated to get off the couch and march or be there. So if that's 2 million people, it's just a small percentage of people could be bothered. There must have been tens of millions thinking the same thing, and they still didn't listen, did they?
If they all actually met the other soldiers one-on-one, they'd probably love them to bits, and they'd probably all get along really well. But the only reason that they're fighting is because of the bigger kids in the school, i.e. the governments, just saying, right, just go do this for us.
Why don't politicians have to go through a criteria selection, show me 2 referees that you're a suitable person to be a politician, that you're not a closet madman and want to take over the world? That's our problem. We're not screening our politicians.
Peace. Peace.
Peace. Peace. What is peace?
I think people just say it without even realising what it means.
I guess there's lots of different definitions of peace at a kind of global level and at a personal level as well.
Peace as opposed to war, or peace as in tranquility, inner tranquility?
I guess the obvious answer is an absence of war, but I think it probably goes deeper than that, to respect for other people's opinions and ways of life.
Well, I know that where I come from, peace is a big thing in terms of Northern Ireland, trying to get that political peace and peace between different parts of the community, but I don't think it's necessarily made it a more peaceful place necessarily, if people are still caught up in some of the same strife and worries and stress. I think it needs to happen more at that individual level as well. And people need to find that peace with themselves, I think.
There's so many different belief systems, people groups, that I think that it's just inherently impossible to achieve a world peace. However, a more inner peace, I think, is much more achievable.
I find the idea of Mr. Blair or Mr. Cameron creating eternal peace for me is quite funny.
On a much more micro scale, it will be how peaceful I feel inside, I guess, and how calm and content I am. At peace, I think, is, if you're angry, then you're clearly not at peace. And then you could transport that to what's happening outside.
It's the individuals who make up the world, so they need to find their own peace before they can achieve it with each other.
Well, it's much easier to attain inner peace than world peace.
Self-reflection and composure and, I suppose, a degree of feeling at one with oneself.
If everyone had the same tranquility, yes, that would be fantastic.
I think we forget to look at the bigger picture, and from the bigger picture it starts from you.
I think it's probably the most important thing in life, actually, is bringing peace to yourself. I think that's probably everyone's mission, whether people know it or not. It's about growing and being happy with yourself.
To me, the greatest peace of all is within me.